What's going on, traders? We got a lot to talk about. What an absolutely crazy day. We got to talk about it. Before we start, like, subscribe, comment your thoughts below. Let's get into the video. So, first things first, Discord. We got to talk about it. I mean, I spazzed out. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I crashed out. I went absolutely crazy with the alerts today. So, if you joined the Discord between yesterday and today, you made you an absolute bag. Congratulations. All right. Apple. We jumped into Apple puts for April 4th at 3.45. We jumped into 230 puts, made an absolute bag off those. We're still currently holding those contracts as well. IWM, we jumped into 212 puts for March 14th, currently holding those. Snow, we jumped into March 21st puts for with a 150 strike at 0.84. Feel free to check those contracts out. SPY, March 14 puts 578 strike at 3.04. We jumped into these puts at around 594. Feel free to check out those contracts as well. Microsoft, we jumped into April 17 puts 360 strike at 3.20. Check out those contracts. I mean, it keeps going. SMH, we jumped into 230 puts. SMH is currently at 228 after hours. We jumped in at around 239, 238. Congratulations if you jumped into this. If you're in the Discord, SMCI puts, we jumped into 35 puts for March 21st. Killer bag off of those. We took profit on those, took profit on SMCI, took profit on SMH, took profit on those SPY puts. I mean, we went crazy, guys. It keeps going. Tesla, we jumped into 270 puts for Tesla. Institutions are in 265 puts for next week. Tesla is going to tank, it seems. I mean, again, I spazzed out. I spazzed out. So, congratulations if you're in the Discord. And if you joined the Discord between yesterday and today, you joined at the perfect time. So, let's talk about what happened. Okay. I mean, it goes without saying. In the last video, we warned about this move. We talked about this move. I made two videos, right? I don't do that. Okay, I made two videos in one day warning about this move. Granted, I didn't expect it to happen so soon. I thought we would get at least one more bounce towards the upside and maybe we start selling off tomorrow, but the market had other plans. The market doesn't care about what I think. And right now we're looking at the NQ daily time frame, and we broke below every key level there is. I mean, we broke below 21K, we broke below 20,970, we broke below 20,800. And the question is, are we going to continue to head further down? And I'm here to tell you, it's going to get a lot worse, buddy. All right, it's going to get a lot worse. Now, I'm not saying no bounces are going to happen from here. I'm not saying that at all. But overall, I think we're going to head much further down. All right. So our next target is 20,400, 20,380 on the NASDAQ. Can we bounce towards the upside? Yes. What am I looking at when it comes to the upside? I'm looking at a retest of potentially 21,000, 20,970 before heading further down. Now, if we just head further down from here, which is very much possible considering how we pretty much closed. I mean, we closed without any sign of bull stepping in. I mean, no sign. Usually when the market like tanks, bulls step in like the last 30 minutes before it close. They usually do. You usually get some type of wick. We didn't get that at all. Okay. When we look at the triple Qs and the SPY, we didn't get that at all. So it's not looking good. It looks like we're going to see a continuation down. This could very much be a bear trap. I don't consider this a bear trap because, I mean, bears absolutely ate today, but it could be somewhat of a short term bear trap if you just so happen to got puts right before close. Why would you get puts right before close? I don't know. That's insane. um, get ready to oil up if you get cooked tomorrow. So that's what I'm looking at when it comes to the NQ as far as downside 20,400, 20,380. Any lower than that, you're looking at a move towards the low 20K. And then after that, I mean, it gets very illiquid below 19,800. We're not there yet, so I'm not going to really talk about it. But yeah, just be on the lookout for that move. As in regards to upside, in order for me to lean somewhat bullish, 21,000 needs to get reclaimed. All right, that's the best I can do when it comes to being bullish, guys. ES. I've been saying this. If ES gets below 5,900, you're entering negative gamma territory, and it looks like we're going to head towards 5,800 from this point on. All right. Obviously, we could see some bounces along the way. I'm not saying we're going to just tank straight there. That would be great, in my opinion. But again, don't be surprised if we get some type of dead cat bounces, a few dead cat bounces along the way. Maybe we see a retest of 5,900, 5,930, give or take, trap some bulls up here, and then head back towards the downside. So, yeah, it's not looking good when it comes to the ES. As long as we stay below 5,900, 5,800 is on the table. Right now, we are below these guys right here. And as you guys can see, bears are extremely present in this area. So yeah, they're foaming at the mouth right now. They're drooling. They're ready. Okay, they're locked in. So, yeah, if you're bullish, which I don't see how you could be bullish right now. You want to see this thing reclaim 5,900. Me personally, in order for me to really think that things are safe, I want to see a move above 5,950. That's just me. All right, so that's what I'm looking at for the ES. 5,800 is the next move as long as we stay below 5,900. SPY. I mean, we killed this play. We absolutely killed this play. I saw that institutions were loading up 578 puts for March, and I had to jump in. I had to jump in. I got us in there. I mean, absolutely crazy, right? So we filled the gap. I think we filled the gap. We pretty much, yeah, we filled the gap at around 584. I told you guys in a few videos that if we get below 589, chances are we're filling this gap at 584, and that's exactly what happened. One thing we do know about gaps is that they have very strong support and resistance. So it's very much possible, okay, very much possible that we see some type of dead cat bounce from here. Am I counting on it? No, but would I be surprised by it? No. All right. And if we are talking about a bounce back towards the upside, we can retest 589. Highest we could be looking at is a retest back below this rising wedge pattern at around 595 before heading further down. I do think that at this point we're going to be looking at a move towards 579. The lowest we could be looking at is around the 560s, right where these guys are. All right, so let me map it out for you guys. Right here is where we are looking. Okay, this is where I think the SPY is ultimately going to head towards, and then we could potentially see some type of bounce from this area. So yeah, of course, again, we're going to see some bounces along the way, unless we're like absolutely crashing. We're going to see bounces along the way, but ultimately, I do think this is the target for the SPY at around 560, between 565, 560. So be on the lookout for that. It's also important to note that we have broken below this rising wedge, and you're going to see this pattern across the board. The NASDAQ, the ES, the triple Qs, you're going to see that we've broken below rising wedges all over the place. This is a very bearish pattern. If we're talking about the measured move here, all you do is measure the open and close of this pattern. You drag the measurement towards the breaking point or the original breaking point, and you're looking at a move as low as 530s. Do I think the SPY is going to head towards the 530s? Possible. Am I looking at that now or thinking about that now? No. So we'll talk about that if that ever comes on the table. But right now, I just don't see that being the move that's going to happen. Right now, I'm focused on 560s. All right. So triple Qs. Yeah. We broke below like every key level there is. I mean, 510, I told you guys about 510, 503. We broke below 503. Right now, we're holding the psych level of 500. We get below 500 at this point. You're looking at a move towards this gap fill at 492, between 492, 491, give or take. So right now, you're below these guys right here on the triple Qs. And I do imagine that they are going to want this thing to stay down. So yeah, not looking good. What's really concerning, and I said this before, is that bulls did not step in towards close, like at all. You don't have no type of wick here. This is just full blown bears. All right, these aren't even bears. Okay, these are cocaine bears. These are serial killers at this point. These guys evolved. All right, these aren't even bears anymore, guys. I don't know. They're chupacabras or something. I don't know. But regardless, I mean, bulls did not step in towards close, and that's usually what you see, right? You usually see some type of recovery towards close, and that just tells you that these guys left. These guys right here, here we go. These guys right here, they left. They're gone. These guys right here left. Gone. Actually, they're probably still around. Okay, they're probably still around 498. But these guys here, they're gone. They dipped. They're gone. They left you guys hanging. All right. So yeah, that just tells me the fact that we did these guys didn't step in at all, just tells me they left. They're gone. All right. So as long as we stay below 503, chances are we're going to head towards this gap fill at 492, which I do imagine is going to happen pretty soon. I'm not saying it's going to happen tomorrow or anything, but I do think it's going to happen within the next week or so. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at for triple Qs. Bitcoin. Bitcoin's still concerning. The fact that the market tanked today, and I want you guys to think about this because we talked about how Bitcoin is a leading indicator, right? The market tanked today. And remember, I said when Bitcoin tanks, the market usually tanks the next day or two, which has been happening so far. When Bitcoin rallies, the market tends to rally the next day or two, right? And remember, I said if Bitcoin gets below 88K, it's going to head towards the low 70Ks. We're still in the same spot that we were yesterday, guys. That's concerning. We didn't even attempt to head towards the 70Ks yet, right? The high 70Ks. That's concerning. So if Bitcoin still has space, and I mean you have a lot of space towards the downside here, this huge empty void here. If Bitcoin still has room towards the downside, what does that mean for the market? What does that mean? What does that tell us, or where does that tell us the market is going to go? You guys let me know in the comments below. But the fact that Bitcoin did not move, considering the move that we saw today across the market, very, very concerning. All right. Now we can see a retest back towards the upside because Bitcoin again likes to stop hunt, right? We could see a move back towards 88K, 99K before heading further down. Very much possible, but again, that's concerning. We have so much space towards the downside. So if we're talking about Bitcoin being a leading indicator, what does this mean for the market once it heads towards 70K? Again, let me know in the comments below what you guys think about that. But yeah, Bitcoin, it's really tough being bullish on this thing. I mean, and we talked about this pattern, right? These three crows, right? I mean, we seen this pattern. I warned you guys about this in the last video that these patterns were showing up everywhere. These are extremely bearish patterns, and I mean, you see what happened today. I mean, give me some flowers, guys. You got to give me some love in the comments below. I mean, that video came in so clutch, so clutch. Call it ego, call it gloating. I don't care, but I mean, let me know in the comments below if you made money. Okay, if you made profit today, if I helped out in any type of way, please let me know. It really helps because I get haters all the time, and the fact that I'm calling these things and I'm trying to help everyone, make money in the market, and your priority is to hate is crazy to me. But the fact that this showed up on multiple time frames, this pattern showed up, these three red crows showed up, or is it three black crows showed up on multiple, not multiple time frames, but multiple futures, multiple ETFs, is crazy to me. And it played out. It's playing out. It's currently playing out. Now we're seeing Bitcoin somewhat drop right now. I don't really have key levels when it comes to downside. You're just extremely illiquid. So yeah, Bitcoin not looking good. All right. So let's talk about the VIX and then we'll get into some stocks real quick. All right. So VIX, yeah. I mean, I don't know what to say here. So when it comes to the VIX, I mean you broke, you retest. It looks like you're going to continue to head towards the upside. 23 is the next target. Okay, 23 is the next target. Highest we could be looking at is about 25 for the short term, but long term we're looking at a move as high as 35. All right, you're very illiquid up here, so I do think the VIX is going to head here sometime in the future. When I can't say for sure, guys, but yeah, 35 is the long-term target. Short-term I'm looking at is about 20. Short-term target I'm looking at is about 23. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have when it comes to the VIX, especially if you stay above the 20 strike range. So that's what I got for the VIX. Let's talk about some stocks real quick. Tesla. So we got an alert that institutions are loading up on 265 puts for next week when it comes to Tesla. Not surprised. All right, not surprised. We jumped into 270 puts. We took profit on those. Um, we actually did it like three times today. We traded Tesla like three times today, and we won every single trade. But yeah, Tesla looks like it wants to head lower. My concern here is that we need to create a lower high. I mean, I guess we don't need to. The market doesn't care about what I think, but at some point in time, I do think Tesla is going to create some type of lower high here. So you'll have a high here, high here, high here, so on and so forth. And at some point, we will need to create some type of lower high, possibly at around, I guess, 327, lowest at minimum 310, before heading further down. But ultimately, I mean, if we're talking about 265 puts for next week, it looks like Tesla could continue to head down towards the 250s, right where this gap fill is. But yeah, that's that's pretty much all I have for Tesla. I mean, it broke below 290. Once it broke below 290, and it entered negative gamma territory. And then from there, 286, it retested 286. We jumped into puts at 286, 285 from that retest, and then we took profit at around 280. So yeah, Tesla doesn't look good, guys. All right, just doesn't look good. Institutions are in 265 puts for next week. Feel free to check that out, do your own research. But yeah, that's all I have for Tesla. Nvidia. Nvidia is at its last line of defense. 120, 119 needs to hold for Nvidia. If this does not hold, pack your bags. All right, pack your bags. If you get calls here and this somehow doesn't hold, pack your bags. Um, get ready to sell the kids. Get ready to sell the wife, sell the husband. Maybe I got, I know I got a few women watching our channel, but yeah, you just sell everybody. Sell everybody because you're gonna need it. All right. Somebody out there is buying people. That sounds terrible, right? That sounds absolutely terrible. But yeah, I mean, it just doesn't look good. All right. You really want Nvidia to hold 120. All right. You want it to hold 120. We'll say 119. It gets below that, you're heading towards 117. After that, you're looking at a move towards 115. I think Nvidia is heading towards 97. All right, I've been preaching this for quite some time that I've been bearish on Nvidia as long as it stays below 140. I mean, I think it's heading towards these guys right here. All right, these guys right here. All right, so that's what I'm looking at for Nvidia. I mean, bears are extremely present here. I mean, right here, guys. So, because I know someone's going to ask, should we buy a call? Should we buy the dip? And I mean, nothing about this screams buy. 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 These are serial killers. All right, these are psychopaths. They have straight jackets on. They are looking for blood. Okay, they are looking for absolute blood right now, and it's not looking too good. So yeah, best case scenario when it comes to Nvidia, you just retest 126, 127, and then boom, that's what I'm looking at. You form some type of head and shoulders pattern. So you have a shoulder here, head here, another shoulder here, and then from there, yeah, GG's, pack your bag, get the baby oil. All right, so that's what I'm looking at for Nvidia. For me to be bullish, somewhat bullish on Nvidia, it needs to get back above 130. Until then, I got nothing for you. Apple. I mean, Apple is such a free bag. I mean, it's insane. It's such a free bag. I've been preaching this. I've been saying that I've just been bearish on Apple. Once you step back into the territory of these bears right here, once you got back into the territory of these guys, yeah, it was GG's. It was GG's. These guys were foaming at the mouth. They were looking for any opportunity to short this thing, any type of bad news to come in, whether it's the market tanking or tariff news or personal news. Yeah, they were ready. These guys were locked in. They were ready to go. So yeah, not looking good for Apple. Now, what I will say is is an inverted hammer pattern here, which is a bullish pattern. So you could see one more retest towards the upside, maybe around 242. But other than that, I think Apple is heading towards 206 if this market continues to tank. 206 is right where these guys are. And I do think that's a buying opportunity because these bulls right here are definitely going to step in. All right, bulls right here going to step in. So that's what I'm looking at for Apple. Not looking too good when it comes to Apple. Also important to note that institutions are in 230 puts for April. All right, April 17th, I believe, April 4th, something like that. All right, so yeah, these guys right here, evil, diabolical. These aren't bears, these are demons. Right? These are absolute demons right here. So yeah, I'm not looking to bet against these guys. All right, so that's what I'm looking at for Apple. In order for me to be bullish on Apple, 250. It needs to get above 250, and then we can start looking at a move towards 260. I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. These guys have stepped in. They set their territory. They're not going to let up. All right. So that's what I'm looking at for Apple. So we went over Apple, Nvidia. Did we go over Tesla? Yeah, Tesla. IWM, Russell. I mean, free, absolute free. Um, so when it came to the Russell, you just want to see retest 216. After that, it was easy money. Easy money. 212 puts. Institutions are loading up 212 puts and 204 puts for April as well. So yeah, um, until IWM gets above 217, 216, I'm going to remain bearish on this thing. I think it can start heading towards the low 200s, especially if it gets below 210. It gets below 210, you're looking at a move towards 207. You want these guys here, these bulls here to step in. If they don't step in, then you're heading towards the low 200s. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at for IWM. Snow. I don't really talk about Snow. I only started looking at it before its earnings. It has an exhaustion gap here. I talked about exhaustion gaps when it came to Palantir, and you guys saw what happened with Palantir. Filled that gap. This is almost mandatory to get filled. All right. When it happens, I don't know, but this needs to get filled. It's going to get filled, guys. So be on the lookout for this to get filled. That's all I have for Snow. Okay. You do have a gap that needs to get filled at 170. It gets below 162, 160, then chances are you're heading towards this gap fill all the way at the 130. So that's what I'm looking at for Snow. And that's I want to say, well, I want to talk about SOXX. It's been a while since I talked about semiconductor ETFs. I do apologize about that. But yeah, so SOXX is showing signs of a market correction coming. So what SOXX likes to do is it consolidate. It'll make a move and then it'll consolidate and then it'll tank. It'll make a move towards the upside, consolidate, tank. So make a move towards the upside right here, consolidate, tank, right? So right here, consolidate, tanks, right? So, and you'll see this across the board. It'll make a move towards the upside, consolidate right here, tank towards the downside. Make a move towards the upside, somewhat consolidate, tank. So it's doing the same thing here, guys. It's doing the exact same thing here. Makes a move towards the upside, tanks, makes a move towards the upside, consolidates, and this is the daily time frame, by the way, tanks. All right, and is officially broken below this rising channel here. Can we see one more bounce towards about 210, 213? Absolutely. But the fact that it broke this channel and it's broken this consolidation pattern, chances are this thing is going to head much lower. Much, much lower. All right. So I'm looking at a move towards 195, 200, 195, somewhere around there. After that, you're looking at a move towards below 180s. So that's what I'm looking at for SOXX. Be careful with this thing. Obviously, Nvidia also has a say with this as well. If this tanks, Nvidia is going to tank, and vice versa. So that's what you're looking at when it comes to SOXX, and obviously SMH is going to follow along as well. SMH, I mean, easy bag here. You broke, retest, bear stepped in, boom. We got in at around this area right here. We got in at this break right here. Now 230 puts, boom. I mean, clean. I think it's heading towards 220. Simple as that. I think it's heading towards 220. It broke below these guys right here. Let's map it out for you guys. It broke below these guys right here. And I mean, the rest is history. It also broke, it's currently at support right here. So again, I mean, it's looking like tomorrow we could see some type of bounce towards the upside is very much possible. But the fact that bulls did not step in towards close like at all is very concerning. So, just be cautious tomorrow. It's the last day of the week. You don't necessarily have to trade. You're going to do what you want at the end of the day. But I think my best decision tomorrow is just to sit back and watch the fireworks. All right. So that's what I'm planning on doing. I'm not looking to get into any more trades this week because I put out like 10 trades today and like all of them hit. So I'm good. I'm hoping Discord members are happy with that. So that's what I'm looking at for SMH. It's just not looking good across the board. I think that just goes without saying. Microsoft is below all of its moving averages. Source, trust me, bro. But yeah, it's below all its moving averages. This thing is going to continue to tank. I read somewhere that usually when Microsoft is below all its moving averages, that's a sign of a market correction. I don't know if that's true or not. You guys let me know in the comments below. I think I read it on Twitter. I'm pretty sure I read it on Twitter. I was kind of in and out, but yeah, let me know what you guys think about that in the comments below. But yeah, otherwise, I think Microsoft is going to continue to tank. That news that it had when it removed all its cloud storage services, whatever that news was, yeah, I don't see any reason for this thing to pump back towards the upside anytime soon. So yeah, it's not looking good for Microsoft. So that's all I have for this video. Discord link is in the description below if you want access to our trades. Again, we went absolutely ballistic here. I usually don't spaz out when it comes to trades, but like I said in the last video, I mean, I won't say I saw this coming. You guys be the judge, but I mean, this guy here, he made profit, made $165 today. This guy here, Tesla puts, he jumped into our Tesla puts. He did his own strike, of course, probably a cheaper position. Made $500. This guy, he made more money. This is like Prono or something like that, Swedish. Um, SMCI, this guy here, he made money as well. He did our SMCI puts, 35 puts, made $490. So, yeah, you got yeah. If you don't join now, you better join before next week because it's gonna get crazy. All right. So other than that, that's all I have. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, whether you agree or disagree. Just keep it respectful as always. Some of you are been commenting under my YouTube videos all day, just hating while the market is literally tanking. Like some of your priorities are screwed. Like you should be making money. Instead, you're arguing in my comments. Like you guys, like get your money up, guys. You're focused on the wrong things here. Until next video, traders, have a good one.